Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be talking about how you can make your content go insanely viral through 10 proven techniques that have worked for me. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Lucas James. I'm the co-founder of Twiz, and me and my business partner Christian built this company to last year we did $1.7 million in revenue, and we want to help you do the exact same thing. So in this video, I'll be talking about how we've been able to get our social media following to about 25,000 people in the last 9 months since we launched, and how it's been mainly businesses, mostly agencies, and how that really has helped us grow and scale, and what you could do to make your content go more viral, just like this. So the first thing is to post as often as possible. So what you want to think about is, if you want your content to go viral, you need to think of it almost like a comedian who's trying to get that one joke to land. Ultimately, most of your stuff is not going to go viral, and you're going to get one, maybe two every so often that just really pops. Now, virality in the business context doesn't always mean getting millions of people watching your stuff. Virality can mean getting 1,000 or 2,000 people to watch it. If it's the right kind of people and it's really interesting to them, that could be just as good as getting 100,000 people who might not be business owners to watch your content. So the right kind of people is often more important. You just have to post really often. So that's rule number one. The second thing is to form alliances. So if you have a lot of people in your space who also post content and you want to jump on each other's content syndication networks and try to help each other out, then you forming alliances is going to really help you. So what I typically think of as a rule here is that you want to spend as much time promoting your content as you do creating it. If you're spending, and sometimes way more, like even a factor of 2 to 3 to 1, right? Like you want to have a lot of time promoting and a lot less time creating. If you're spending way too much time creating, that means you just haven't dialed in your process yet enough to really grow and scale content as a key part of your business. The third thing is to create a weekly stand-up. Now, I'm starting to do a couple of these every week. I have 4 things that I do every week to engage with my audience. And it's really important that you do this, because when you have a stand-up, then people build a relationship with you and they build a habit of engaging with you. And essentially what you're doing with social media is you're getting people to make a bunch of micro commitments. So for instance, they're committing to watching your content or taking some kind of an action. Let's say it's like downloading a free guide or whatever, and you're getting them into the habit of doing it. And by getting them into the habit of doing it, then when you come with the real ask and you say, hey, I'd love for you to buy this thing or buy this course or buy this membership, you're going to get all these people coming because they've already built up the behavioral pattern to make all these micro commitments to then buy your product. So that's number 3, is to have a weekly stand-up to get people in the behavior of engaging with you so you can engage with people, build a community, and get real hands-on experiences with people. The 4th thing is to give away everything as fast as possible. So this is a big misunderstanding people have. They think that they want to hide as much of their content as they possibly can. I'm actually in the process of giving away even more content because we're making all of our content inside the software free pretty soon. And that's going to help thousands of agencies get on our platform and also service businesses and learn from us how we were able to grow and scale. So giving away your content is going to help you get as many people attracted to. So there's a thing called a lead magnet, which if you don't already know what it is, it's basically a way to get people really interested in your stuff. And if you can get a strong enough lead magnet for free, and they're willing to take you up on that because they think it's so valuable, then you're going to have all these people just running to you. And one thing that I always tell people is, if you're not getting people running to you for your content saying, I need this, and you can't get that to happen with a free piece of content, that means your lead magnet is not strong enough. And every good business needs a really solid lead magnet. So that's number 4, giving away everything as fast as humanly possible. When you do that, you're going to have so many people coming to you, you're not going to know what to do with them. The 5th thing is to do a daily sequence. So this is kind of like the weekly one, but the thing that I've noticed with the daily sequence is you want something that's really easy and repeatable. It takes almost absolutely no time for you at all to produce. What I do is I do agency growth hacks and I number them and I put them on Twitter. And then what I do is I have my team take that tweet and then turn it into an infographic, which then gets syndicated all across the internet. And it's really easy for me to create these tweets, and it's really easy for my team to then take that and turn it into an infographic to then share. But the thing is, I do it every single day, and then I re-release a lot of the old ones often because that creates a lot of momentum. And if you create a daily habit and then a weekly habit with your community, then you're going to get a lot of them more ingrained into what you do, build that community base, build that engagement hub, and people are going to want to stay more involved with you. So that's number 5, is have a daily sequence. The 6th thing is to do a share for share or some sort of an engagement group. Now, a lot of people think that these can be one of the biggest growth strategies, and I definitely agree. So it doesn't have to always be something that would be sort of like gray hat marketing. In fact, what you could do is you could just form an engagement group that's legit. It doesn't need to be any bots. I would avoid anything like that. Don't do like bot engagement groups or things like that. What you really want to do is think of who are my alliances and my partners so I can get to share my content that genuinely like my content, and then who would I also want to share on a regular basis. And that is how you can create strength in each other's networks and create that bond. So resharing content is a key pillar of your strategy. And if you don't have those kind of alliances, you're going to want to build them, because just one single share from an account with 100,000 followers can be game changing. And I've seen it already happen with our content. The seventh thing you want to do is to find your main offers. Now, what I mean by main offers are, what are the things that will get people to come running to your door time and time and time again that are evergreen. Now, when you do the daily sequence and you do the giveaways and you do the weekly sequence and all this stuff, you're going to find that there's a certain amount of things that people just love and they want to keep seeing more of it. For me, it's content on lead gen and also how to basically automate yourself out of the agency. Those are the two things that people come to me all the time asking, how can I get more leads? How can I make things more passive? How can I build my agency to more of an asset? So I create content, pillar content, landing pages around these things, and it gets people converting time and time and time again. Then what happens is you have so many lead magnets everywhere that everyone just comes to your door and they're just converting 24/7 on autopilot. So you want to find your things, find your main offers that you can just convert people every single time. The eighth thing is to build sharing into your product. So for me, what I do is I actually built an app, which if you're not using it currently, you can go ahead and sign up for it for free. You don't even have to pay to use it. You can actually create a free account, and then it has some limited features you can get access to. And we're going to be making the university free here pretty soon as part of that free account. But essentially what you can do is every single time you like a piece of content, you can share it. I also have, and then what happens is when people want to view that content and they don't have an account, they have to create an account in order to see it, right? So it builds sharing into the product. And that's something that if you can do that with your content, and you can build sharing your content into some sort of product that you have, whether it's a service or it's a software or whatever, you're going to get way more engagement and way more signups. And that is critical for your growth in order to get more virality, because people are just, every single person that engages with a piece of content is sharing it 10 or 20 times essentially. The ninth thing is to be available. So this is why I always tell you guys, feel free to comment below and I'll try to answer them. People want to get straight to the source nowadays. That's the beautiful thing about being a content creator online nowadays, is you could do a one-to-many approach, and then at the same time, you can still provide really key, valuable insight to people one-on-one. So if you actually have the time and you can do this, I recommend being as available to your audience as you possibly can, because what's this going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to really, really, really stay in touch and have sort of like a specific approach to answering people's questions. AMAs are great. I do a weekly AMA where people can ask me anything on Twitter. Since I'm available and I'm ready and willing to answer people's questions, they're going to be more involved because they don't think of me as someone who's just going to ghost them. I'm someone who actually will answer their questions if I can have time for it. And the last thing is to spend about 10 minutes of your day researching your competitors and seeing what they're doing well. The reason this is important is because your competitors are basically doing your research for you, and they're actually finding what works on social media. And so if you want your content to get more engagement, just go see what they're doing and put your own spin on the content that they're creating and get it out in the world, because chances are if it worked for them, it'll probably work for you too. Now, I don't encourage you just to go and steal people's content. Don't do that. But if there's a trend, feel free to hop on it. Feel free to take the style and apply it to your own content in your own unique way, because that's what the algorithms on these social media platforms want you to do. So I hope all 10 of these tips have been helpful for you and that you've learned a lot from this. I've certainly learned a lot in my journey in the last year creating social media content, because I really didn't used to do it at all. And it's very new to me, but hopefully it helps you guys. Hopefully it saves you a lot of time. Hopefully it gets you to the point where you don't really have to work as much, and all you can do is just go and create content to stimulate the growth of your brand and your authority online. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them below. I'm happy to answer them. Like I said earlier, I am available to answer these questions, and that's my hope, to help you guys grow, scale, build $1 million business like I was able to do as a kid in my 20s. I'm here to help you guys. If you like this, feel free to share it with somebody, and also subscribe to this channel for more content just like this. Feel free to ask me if you want to see a specific kind of content on the comments below, and we will surely try to fit that into the schedule. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it.